Hi everybody, this is Steve, and I received some requests for demonstrations of the quick down and dirty 15-minute lymphatic session that you're going to do. I've recorded these for individuals, but I'm just going to make a generic one that I can send out to everyone as needed. So if you've watched the full 50-ish minute one, that gives you the definitions on everything that we're going to talk about here, but I'm not going to go into those. This is literally just how do you do it in a routine for yourself to move on with life. So take a moment, pull yourself into presence, placing my hands on my solar plexus, giving a little bit of pressure and breathing in. First, I'm clearing out these pathways. Right across your chest line here, working towards your armpits. And you work the opposite direction. This one goes both ways, so you want to make sure you pull it in. And I'm just barely grabbing and sticking. All right, so now I'm going to drain my armpit here, so I'm just barely touching my skin and sticking. And I'm going to go ahead and work down this side piece. Working down and up. Once again, you're going to do both directions. I'll go into this in detail in the longer video, but being mindful of, once again, visualizing how these drains and these lymphatic vessels fit together. All right, so now I'm going to drain my neck. I'm just going to start here and just gently, I'm just letting my fingers rest in this clavicle space, very gently, pulling it down. You can do this with a shirt on, but I wouldn't recommend it, only because it's nice to have skin on skin. It just does that nice little stick that you're looking for. And I'm just very gently pulling it in, and I do it somewhere. If I'm doing the fast version, I'll do it a minimum 4 or 5 times. But you can honestly do this. You can't do it too many times, and any amount of doing is better than nothing. So if you're looking for a number, 8 is a good number to pull out of this guy, right? And it's very gentle. We're not doing deep tissue. We're not even doing a massage, really. We're just draining the lymph system. All right. So I'm going up and making my comma. So I go here, and I'm going up to this ear and then down. I like to tilt my head up just because it gives me more access. Make sure that's in the camera. I'll turn sideways. Going up, making a comma, and coming down. Up, comma, down. Up, comma, down. being mindful that really what I'm doing is just activating this lymph drain here, the one that goes down this side. So everything goes up to this ear, so I'm just making everything go up and then down, gently encouraging it to come down. You got to make space. All right, so then here, everything goes back to your face, back to this ear. So I'm just going to very gently and if you have a little bit of fluid, you see people with like that wobble that's right here, that's just fluid, doesn't know how to get home. So you're just gonna put your hand here, if you have one of those, that type of chin, and you're just going to very gently place your hand there and encourage it to go back to that ear. This is where laying down is really good, but a lot of the times you can't lay down in the middle of the day when you're wanting to get this done. So just give yourself grace and do it what you can. Back to this ear. All the way from the nose, all the way from the midline, all the way to this ear. So my hand is just laying there gently. And I'm just squeezing, gently pulling it. All right, I'm gonna go down, across my nose, under the bridge of my nose, across my eyebrows, across my eye, whatever these are, eyelids. You may have those bags that are there. You're just gently holding it. And there's power in the pause, as I've said before. You want to make sure that you are letting yourself pause. Working around up here, everything goes back to this ear. Everything goes back to this ear. I'm working by the sinuses, but remember I have to get everything back to this ear, so I'm going back. Everything goes to this ear, so I'm going to drain it. I put a couple of fingers in front, a couple of these in the back, and I'm just gently pulling it down. All right, now I'm just really rubbing my head. I'm going to go from the side here. I'm going through my hair, letting my fingers go right down the back of my neck. So, and I'm just petting myself in reverse order like you would a dog, right? I am a good pet. I am my favorite animal. And I'm going all the way down. Once again, lighter is better, but here in your hair is doing the stimulation. So I'm not dragging my scalp, I'm just rubbing through my hair. And I'm going all the way down to wherever your hair ends is really what you do. And you're stimulating the vibration. You're not necessarily moving the fluid as we speak. You're encouraging the pumps to kick on. So you won't just necessarily feel it immediately. You might. And once again, I'm going to drain this. I'm just sticking it and I'm pulling it down. No pressure, just skin sticking to skin. Skin sticking to skin. All right, so now I'm just going to revitalize the chain as I'm done and move on with life. So big up, comma, I'm kind of making that swoop. So I'm going up and then down. Up and then down. Up and then down. Okay, we're just working down the chain, encouraging it to do its thing. You have your terminus joints here, your terminus places there. All right, and we're gonna go back across the chest, moving it towards this lymph node. I'm just gonna hold my hand up. And then I'm also gonna pull the opposite direction because this one goes both ways. We're gonna go across the center line, other side, across, across, pull, pulling it back, power in the pause, emptying those lymph nodes, letting them transfer to wherever they need to go. Now that you're here, we're going to just gently pull down. Working it all the way down this chain. Remember, this goes down, not in. So you're letting it just kind of hang and go down. And you want to go back up as well. Other side, we're going to go down. Go down. And I don't really count my repetitions. You might if this is really important to you. Like I said, you want to do a minimum of 4, 5, 6, but you can't do too few. But the more you do, the better you'll be. The more activity you're going to have, the more frequently you do this, the more movement you'll have. All right, that is it. Let's see, I did across the middle to begin, down the sides, emptied, emptied, work through here, work through here, work through there. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we brought it all back to our center, right? So I'm just gonna put my hand back over my solar plexus, that main cistern dump here in my stomach, putting my hand there, and I'm just breathing in against my hand. There we go. So I hope that works. If you have any questions, as I trust you all to just shoot me a message. And yeah, thank you very much for your participation. Bye.